matchmaking was on Linux, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Just keep Windows around.
Will 7 be worth a shit though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Will it be safe?
Yeah. What you mean
like-
after they discontinue support or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that just means there's no more service packs and shit coming out. I mean, dude, people are still running Windows XP. Windows from Microsoft anymore, but I mean, people still use it. Not a big deal.
So as far as like business security and stuff,
yeah,
like you wouldn't want to do that.
I mean, not for like a huge corporate environment, no. But I mean, for what you're doing, like personally, even your personal business, yeah, I'd still be comfortable using it.
I thought that it was totally unsafe to use an operating system once support ended. I don't know where I got that notion from.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little less safe, sure, but I wouldn't say it's completely unsafe.
I won't do any downloading or anything on Windows 7. I'll pretty much exclusively use Steam.
Yeah, just use discretion. I mean, just wrap that shit up, keep a rubber on it. But I think it'll be fine.
All right, well that's good news.
Yeah, you just, like I say, you just won't get service packs and stuff. That's weird. I haven't launched American Truck Sim in forever, and I'm getting an error. Cannot access Steam client. Wonder what that's all about.
Will it let you play anyway?
No. Strange. But yeah, I've actually, honestly, I've had more trouble in the past. Okay, I'm running on Proton. Oh yeah, I'm running on Proton because I had to alter some pretty deep level configs to get GTA 5 to run correctly on this was kind of specific to my AMD card. And after I did that, my reflections in American Truck Sim were all fucked up. So I'll just try a different version of Proton. And let me verify my game files. Sure, why not? Shouldn't fuck up too much. If it does, I'll just play something else. So yeah, this is a Poor Bastards Almanac episode 48. We haven't recorded in forever.
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
Yep. We had our special edition holiday episode that we actually recorded a couple months ago, but I just now got around to releasing because I have a brand new office. The best thing about the office is my beer fridge is right here next to me.
And I think it was a good call putting those stickers on the door.
Yeah. I put some stickers on there that I've had some of these stickers I've probably had going on 20 years.
Waiting for just the right spot.
Yeah. That CCS sticker, easily 20 years.
Yeah, that's old school. Gosh, I remember just poring over the pages of CCS magazine back in like the 7th grade.
Yeah.
It's where I bought my first skateboard.
Yeah. I think my first one might have been a Walmart board, but then I ended up getting like a CCS brand board. I never did shit on them.
I learned how to ollie and drop in and bang up my shins. That's about it.
I could ollie I could never move doing an ollie. I could just ollie in the grass. That was about it.
Yeah, doing a rolling ollie, that's big stuff.
Man, I watched that Bones Brigade documentary. I finished it the other day. And goddamn, what a good documentary.
Great soundtrack, nearly 2 hours.
Yep. Yeah, and it's got, interviews with freaking everybody. the Whole Bones Brigade. Well, not the Whole Bones Brigade, but like, you know, the major players in it. Rodney Mullen, God, what a strange but really brilliant guy. Steve Caballero, Tony Hawk, Lance Mountain, Stacy Peralta, is that his name?
Yeah.
And they dig deep. They go through the whole thing. Listening to Rodney was really the most fascinating to me. Just because he's such an off-the-wall guy, he's got a really, really strange personality. I don't know if it's some like deep level autism or what, but you know, what a freaking brilliant guy. And his quotes in the documentary were, you know, they're worth taking to heart. Some of the things that he says, it was really neat.
Yeah, I don't think I made it that far into the documentary. I think I made it around half an hour into it the other day. I'm gonna pick it back up soon.
Yeah, that's about what I did. I think I watched about 30, and then I watched another 30, and then the last time I slammed through the whole thing. Okay. I changed my version of Proton to the latest. I'm not using the native Linux version. The game is upgraded. Okay. So now I'm going to quit. I launched it without big picture mode too. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Now let's launch big picture. Actually, I had to downgrade from the beta version of Steam Client. I've been using the beta Steam Client for forever now, but I just downgraded from it yesterday because I'd been getting a lot of issues launching games. A Steam controller was having issues staying connected, which I've had that before. Rarely. Okay, it launched this time. Cool. Man, Orange Man and Peaches.
Yeah, he is, dude. He's so in Peaches that nobody's been talking about it lately.
Yeah.
I mean, it's time to get that to Congress or to the Senate. I just think that lends a lot of credence to the argument that the Democrats know that once they do that, it's over with. And the longer they hold on to this, the better they think it is politically for them.
Yeah. You know, the Republicans made a big fuss about all the times that listed below, which are used by your input configuration, are currently missing. Check that out. Now there's been a upgrade for ATS that supports the Steam controller. Pretty sweet. Hopefully that didn't fuck with it much. Just go drive around and see. I lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was saying there. I don't know. Yeah, either way, I hadn't heard a whole lot about much of anything. I've seen a couple of reports lately that now apparently more people want Trump removed from office than don't. Is what I've seen a couple of news reports say lately.
More do than don't?
That's what I've read. I've read like one or two news reports that have been fed to me via Google News. Now, this isn't like I haven't dug into this to find any real info.
His approval is sitting at 45 on the aggregate.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I haven't seen a poll for impeachment that has been in the positive.
I believe that too. I think it's funny that Google's feeding me that bullshit. I haven't kept up much with it. Well, because there hadn't been much to keep up with. We knew that the House was going to vote to impeach him, and we kind of know that the Senate's probably not going to remove him from office. Other than that, I mean, you know, I guess they're stalling because what else are they going to do? Where do they go from here?
Yeah, because this is like impeachment was their last stand. Right? How else are they going to try to remove him from office?
Yeah. It's also coming out that Hunter Biden is being what do you call it? The IRS has put a lien on him for back taxes.
Oof.
Let's see, Hunter Biden investigation. Hunter Biden had IRS lien for $113,000 in unpaid taxes during his time on the Burisma board. That was from 2015. It doesn't say when. The federal agency issued the previously unreported lien in November of 2018, and it seeks unpaid taxes for a year in which, as the son of the vice president, was on the board of Burisma and a Chinese private equity firm, BHR Partners. There's a lien in favor of the United States on all property and rights to property belonging to this taxpayer for the amount of these taxes.
This guy's definitely on the up and up, man.
Whew. I mean, that's attacking a political opponent right there. The IRS should be, they should just dismantle the IRS over that for attacking a political opponent of Donald Trump. That's terrible.
Yeah. Impeach the IRS.
I don't know. I'm hearing a lot more people. It seems like the buzz on Uncle Touchy is kind of on the way out, which, I mean, it should be.
So what do you mean he's on his way out?
I hadn't heard I guess, whereas he's been the front runner, he and Elizabeth Warren have kind of been the front runner. It seems like finally people are starting to catch on that he's probably not the best political candidate that they could choose there. I hadn't heard Styx talk about him at all, which I hadn't listened to Styx much lately. I've been off for the holidays, so I hadn't done much of anything. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what have you been keeping up with anything Styx or related?
Oh yeah, I've still been watching him every day.
What's he got to say lately?
Oh, really? Just I thought it interesting that Google News is feeding you things saying that most people want Trump gone, but I think it was Styx's BitChute exclusive today that was talking about Trump's approval rating is 45%, and that's the highest it's been since September, and also the first month he was in office.
Whew.
So, I mean, he's on the up and up. He said apparently the conventional wisdom is that 47% is what you need to hit to be survivable. But 45, he said that 45 is survivable if your opponents are idiots, basically. Which, I mean, the Democrat field are a pack of idiots. Yeah. I mean, oh gosh, buyer's remorse on Biden. What do you people think there is outside of Biden? Be honest.
I agree.
The original Rachel Dolezal. Elizabeth Warren got smoked with that on Charlemagne the God's podcast.
What happened?
He called it. Elizabeth Warren was on Charlemagne the God's podcast, and he called her the original Rachel Dolezal. It was that woman that was pretending to be black, basically.
Yeah. To her face, he said that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What'd she say?
Oh, she just, she had nothing to say to that. I mean, absolutely nothing.
Oof.
She didn't even address it. And that's not going to fly when you're on a debate stage with Trump. He's going to beat your ass if you leave things like that unanswered.
Yeah.
And I mean, Biden's getting flustered and talking trash about the people at his own rallies that are asking him questions, getting into verbal exchanges with people. This isn't a Trump rally,
Yeah, I've seen some of that. That's
some folks apparently asking legitimate questions. Trump's going to make him look like a fool on a debate stage. And Bernie Sanders, just by default, he's not gonna. It ain't gonna happen.
I was just so unimpressed. I expected. I haven't listened to Tulsi Gabbard is also on Joe Rogan Experience. I haven't listened to that episode yet. It's in my queue. I'm interested to listen to it. I want to hear what these people have to say, long form. When they're given the chance to speak and not just sound bites. And honestly, all Sanders could say, was that he didn't have answers to anything. We've got all these problems, and he acknowledges that, but he didn't have any solutions, and he said that himself. Other than give everybody free college and free ice cream, and he smoked weed one time. He inhaled, but it didn't do anything at all. Nothing at all. He didn't feel it. Which is, that's just bullshit, It's so stupid. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what makes Bernie appealing, other than all of these people with student debt expect to have their student debt erased. And I don't. Free college. This comes from the same crowd. Well, and everybody kind of agrees that public school isn't the best.
Exactly.
So I don't know why, turning university into a public institution also sounds like a good idea. Doesn't make any sense. Because erasing student debt by paying for people to go to college for free, that's what they mean. You're turning into a public institution. College isn't free. You're paying somebody there. I don't know. I don't get the mentality at all. I don't put a lot of faith in people who support that kind of stuff, though. I think it's real short-sighted. I don't think they've thought about it at all, other than just their own selfish interests. Like today on Reddit, so many people just bitching about, fuck America. And somebody was like, it's the greatest country on the planet. No, it's not anywhere near the greatest country, in any measure ever at all. Fuck America. It's like, dude, please commit suicide. What an entitled piece of shit. What an entitled middle to upper class piece of shit.
Yeah. People that type shit like that on Reddit are just mad at where they're at in their own life, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's fair. I had said the same thing when I was a teenager, and these kids probably are teenagers. And that's fine. Let teenagers be edgy. But that mentality doesn't seem exclusive to teenagers. It's hard to say, though. It's just Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit's horrifically astroturfed.
These are the same people that are like, fuck corporate. I love Star Wars and Disney. Everybody sign up for Disney Plus,
Yeah, honestly. And then watch nothing but corporate media.
Yeah. CNN all day long. But fuck corporations. Corporations aren't people. Down with corporations. Socialize everything. But everything I consume is the most corporate thing ever. People are just dumb. People are stupid. That's the downfall of democracy, is that people are fucking idiots, but they have a voice. And yeah, it's better than the alternative, I guess. And,
yeah.
Actually, I've kind of, in reading into all this stuff, I've discovered that that's why we have electoral colleges, is because it provides a buffer between just complete stupidity.
Oh, buddy, have I got a story for you.
What's that?
on the way. I can't remember if it was on the way to you or on the way back from the Linux crash course that you gave me. I was driving in my wife's car, and she has satellite radio in there, and so I couldn't pick up my normal AM station at all, obviously, and I decided to check that out for the first time ever, and it was pretty good. I mean, they had MSNBC, CNN, a couple Fox News, several other channels. So I listened to a little bit of each one, and I didn't realize that I was still on, wasn't Fox Business. I think it was just straight up Fox News. And they were talking about the Electoral College and how it needed to be reformed. The interviewer was kind of agreeing that the Electoral College needed to be reformed, and the guest was, definitely saying that it doesn't protect small states; it really protects a small number of swing states. Just given every reason under the sun. I can't remember if that national popular vote. If you sent me that little video not too long ago, I want to feel like somebody sent me a video on that, on a proposal basically to where states would, the electors of the states would I think instead of it being by county, I think that it would be straight up popular vote. Like whoever won the popular vote in that state would, the electors would vote for that person. Let's see what the name of this proposal is.
There's an alternative voting scheme that Reddit seems to be very in favor of, like first past the poll or something like that. And they claim, I forget what the actual claim is. Whatever the claim is, it doesn't fix the issue. It's supposed to fix like the two-party system, this alternative voting method. And I forget what the method is. It has to do with you rank your choices. Basically, you vote for everybody, but your choices are ranked. Because the way that it is now, whoever gets like 50% wins. Even though I forget how it's worded. But whoever gets, whoever gets popular vote, kind of wins the whole thing pretty much under our current voting system. But
yeah, I think, is it the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact? The Interstate Compact is what I was thinking of, and I had it fucked up. It was basically that the electors, like everybody would vote, and the electors in all the states would hold on to their votes until we saw who won the popular vote in the nation. And then all the electors would place their votes unanimously for that person.
Seems like it. And I think the deal is, so if most people want to vote for Pete Buttigieg, the reasoning still doesn't really work all that well. When you really kind of dig into it, you basically rank your choices. Like you'd vote for Pete, for Buttigieg first, and then Sanders second, and then, Donald Trump third or whatever. That's how the alternative voting method kind of sort of works. And it's supposed to it's supposed to help tear down the two-party system, or two-party economics, or two-party politics, I suppose. But nobody's ever provided an explanation of why it would, but I've heard lots of explanations, and you can find them on YouTube, about why it really doesn't solve much of anything. I mean, I agree the two-party system blows. It's killing us. But that's kind of how people operate. So many people they pretend like they're able to make much more complex decisions, but they're not. They don't vote that way. They don't really think that way. They just pick a team, they get their beer helmet, and they start screaming at other people. They just start mashing their fucking keyboard. They don't look into anything any deeper than, oh, this is my team. I'm on, I feel like I identify with this political party. I'm hardcore this political party, and that's it. That's the vast majority of people.
And that's precisely why politicians are being paid yearly salaries of the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they have hundreds of millions in net worth.
Yeah.
After stinking up the place for 30 years.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm very happy to hear that I'll be able to safely continue playing Halo.
And DayZ. You can go back to DayZ if you want to.
That is exciting because I will go back to DayZ. And Eve.
Oh, Eve.
And Stealth Bombers collecting dust. I really got my shit together there for a little bit. I was diving through some wormhole chains.
I hate that I wasn't able to put more time into that game.
Oh, it's going to be around.
Yeah.
I just sit there and work. Just sit at a wormhole entrance, cloaked up, and just listen for ships to come through. And I'd follow them around, see which way they warped off to, try to figure out how to get to their base, see what they got, see if I can squeal on them. Because the trick is you got the, so you get in a wormhole system, you bookmark the wormhole, obviously, and then you warp off to a celestial or something like that, and you drop bookmarks as you're warping out in dead space. And then what you want to do after you've dropped those initial dead space marks, you want to warp in between your dead space marks and make spots, make bookmarks there too. That way...
So you can warp straight to a bookmark?
Yeah, you can warp from bookmark to bookmark in a wormhole system. Yeah. So you want to place bookmarks in between your initial bookmarks, and those are relatively safe. Relatively. Those are the ones you'll want to warp off to after you fight, after you need to get out of there. Because you don't want to have those initial bookmarks in line with anything else. You don't want them to be able to predict where you're going to go. Because, playing solo stealth bomber in a wormhole, you're trying to stay stealth, obviously. Be able to warp in on your prey, slow boat up to them, pop out of stealth, lay into their ass, and then get out of there. One-on-one. There's more than one. Unless you're Chance Ravine,
So you've got to keep an eye on them for a while to make sure they don't have any buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I jumped a little mining ship that was getting some gas. And he had a nemesis with him. He had a stealth bomber buddy with him. I lost my ship, but he didn't get me.
So you were able to eject, or you pod automatically, don't you?
Yeah.
And how do you get away? Because I've been potted before.
You just got to make sure you're quick on the warp, quick on a bookmark.
So as a pod, you can move pretty quick. You
can. Yeah. If you're fast, as soon as your ship goes down, if you're fast on the warp off, they probably won't be able to get you. But if you sleep on it, they'll smoke you.
Yeah.
I normally just go straight for a wormhole exit to try to jump through. Because if you don't, they'll warp there, and if there's more than one, they'll split up and go towards the exits because they know that you've got to use one of those wormholes to get out. And they're using D-scan and stuff like that. It's not like you can stealth up as a pod. They'll pick you up on D-scan. They'll find you. They'll know where you're at. And you're just going to be losing your mind trying to warp around between celestials and bookmarks as fast as you can, hoping they'll follow you somewhere, come off the wormhole, because you're toast otherwise, man. That's scary. That's scary. The thought of having to do that and being in that situation is pretty much just insult to injury after losing a good ship. Having to run for your life like that. Good Lord. That's like being in the inner holds of a capsized ship and the water's leaking through and filling up. That's what that is. It's a gas though. It's a fun time. It's a patient man's game. Very patient man's game. I'd sit in a wormhole an afternoon, a morning, whole morning, come back to it. It's like checking a fishing spot,
How could you be found when stealthed?
You've got to be careful about bumping into something. As long as you're stealthed, you're not going to come up on D-scan. The thing is in order to be able to warp to, and it's not necessarily like planets and moons and stuff. You can automatically warp to those, but you want to get in there and scan the system down for, ratting sites and asteroid belts, if there are any, pretty rare in a wormhole. But gas sites, you want to scan those down because that's where your targets are going to be warping to. So the first order of business whenever you get into a new wormhole is to bookmark everything as quickly as you can and get to a safe spot, come out of stealth real quick, deploy your probes, jump back into stealth, and scan down the system as quick as you can. You're not going to show up on D-scan, but your probes will. And anybody that has any last bit of wherewithal is going to be D-scanning as soon as they get into a wormhole system. And if they see somebody's probes out there, they know what's up. You can kind of tell somebody's intentions by the types of probes that they got out there. It might be someone like me sharking. It might be somebody that's legitimately out there scanning that wormhole down. They're a miner or something like that. They're trying to get a gas site or something. So you want to scan those down and then monitor them too. You want to keep your ship in a position in that system so that you can de-scan certain spots, because you can't keep your eyes everywhere. You're only one person. But if you use a little bit of intuition, you can position yourself in a way where you can, and it's all dependent on how the system is set up. If it's a system where it's really one way in, one way out, and there's the only gas site is right there near the wormhole, then that's a boon. You can keep an eye on both places from one spot. See somebody on D-scan come in through the wormhole. If you've been in the wormhole for a long time, you'll have a pretty good idea as to whether or not you're the only person there. Dude, I've been sitting in a wormhole for hours, and I've had somebody come up on D-scan that was sitting in there from before I got in. And I thought I was the only person in there, and there was somebody in there watching me, knowing that I was in there.
Whew. Oh, they saw you warp in stealth.
They may or may not have. If you can't stealth and go through a wormhole, but you go through a wormhole, and once you pop out the other side, you're unstealthed. So somebody could get you on D-scan.
Yeah.
But as long as you stealth right up, you warp away and then stealth in mid warp, you'll be good. I always assume somebody's seen me if I come through like that. I tend to play really safe. I don't jump out unless I'm damn sure that they don't have anybody with them. Because I learned lessons from that story I was telling you earlier about the mining ship that had a nemesis with him. Learned to not only check his kill board, but look at his kill board history. It was in that miner's kill board history. It was staring me right in the face. This guy was getting killed every now and then, but the people that were killing him were getting lit up by the same guy, which was the guy that jumped me after I tried to jump his boy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not something that's very obvious. First thing you do when you see somebody pop up is check their kill board history. It'll tell you who the pilot is. You can get an idea from their kill board history if they're a fighter, if they're a miner,
Now, do you get
where
that
have they been
in game?
No, that's a website. Z Killboard is the website. And there's no local chat in wormholes. So, you don't pop up in local chat until you type something. So you never know who's in a wormhole unless you're de-scanning them and paying attention and seeing them in the ways I've been telling you. It's pretty nuts, man. Solo stealth bomber in a wormhole is a pretty niche thing. There's not all that many ships that you can fight. It's fun when you can, though. It is so much fun when you can. I have a high sec system that that's my home staging area. And sometimes there will be wormholes that pop up in that high sec. And there was a guy that would hang out in the main station in my home system. And I never talked to him, but I would watch him scan. He was an explorer. I would watch him scan down wormholes and I would follow him in. And seriously, there was 2 or 3 times within a week that I practiced on him and I didn't spook him at all. And then I figured out that I figured I'd just, I'd go for it. Next time I'm going to follow him. I'm going to watch him go into the wormhole from high sec. And then I'm going to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to go in behind him. I'm going to try to scan it down and pop him. And I got him twice, dude. He got away once, and I got him twice. Over the course of a month and a half.
You got his pod, or?
No, actually, I did not get his pod. I popped his ship, though.
Gotcha.
And that's, he was flying an Amicus. Explorer ships are slippery. They're real slippery. A lot of them can boogie before you can get a lock and deploy. So you've got to get in real close. You got to be careful with some of those explorer ships too, because they might have drones, and drones will tear a nemesis up. So, anyways, I did not mean to get that long-winded on some Eve, but it's a good game,
man. So, I guess I got to break the news to you. I shut down my WoW subscription.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take a break myself. Yeah.
I can always hop back in. I hadn't uninstalled it. I'll keep it installed, but I hadn't played in a while. I tried to play by myself a few times, and I'm 33? So I'm kind of in this.
I thought you were 34 or 35. I thought you had outleveled me.
Maybe. I might be 34. I'm kind of around Desolace. I don't know. I'm kind of in this weird gray area where it kind of sucks to level. You're not quite you can do the early Scarlet Monastery stuff, but it's a bitch to get to. I could do Arathi. I could do Desolace, but Arathi and Desolace both suck to level in. I think, or Stranglethorn. And Stranglethorn's okay, but Stranglethorn's fun. It is fun, but you kind of have to have somebody to group with. And I've found people to group with, but it's still, yeah.
It's Stranglethorn Vietnam, man. I have not leveled there at all.
Yeah. If you ever want to fire it back up, I'll play with you again.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, probably in the springtime it starts warming back up.
I've been playing the shit out of Dead Cells again. You got me that game, and that's a good game.
I might pick that up on the next sale.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games for sure. Hollow Knight was incredible. Hollow Knight I feel was better than Dead Cells. Hollow Knight's very linear, straightforward Metroid clone. Whereas Dead Cells is it's a roguelike Metroidvania for sure. You've got, I don't know, kind of as you beat your way through the levels, you do a run and you get gear and you get limited skills for that run. But you can get runes which are permanent. And so it's kind of like Rogue Legacy in that way, but it's more complicated than Rogue Legacy even. The graphics are just incredible. God, those graphics are good. And it's tough. I don't think it's as hard as Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy is a little brutal.
It is. I love Rogue Legacy.
Yeah. Dead Cells is hard, but doable. It's challenging. I wouldn't say it's brutal. So I've been playing that, and I've been playing Ghost Trick, which I'm pretty sure is by the creator of Phoenix Wright. And it's a DS game. And it's a lot of fun. I was kind of telling you about it earlier. You're dead and you can possess inanimate objects. But the game, it's kind of arbitrary into what you can and can't possess. It's kind of dumb sometimes in that way, but the storyline's really cool. It's just really twisty, windy, oh my God, I can't believe, just twists and turns. And, but the gameplay, the mechanic, the gameplay loop is fun. Despite the arbitrary nature of it, I guess. It's cool. I'd recommend it for sure. Because it's kind of it's a puzzle. It's like a visual novel puzzle game, I guess. Because Phoenix Wright.
Did you say it
good?
Does it run natively on Linux?
It's a DS game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, there's a DS emulator for Linux, so yeah. Yeah, you'd be able to play it pretty easily, I think. There's a lot of it uses the touchscreen, but you don't have to use the touchscreen. But I'm sure they've emulated touchscreen input. It's been a long time since I've played a DS emulator. Because now with the 3DS, with the Twilight Loader, you can play DS ROMs natively on the 3DS, and that's really sweet. That's really cool. I was able to recompile my catalog of games that was stolen. So that's been really nice. They were games I thought I'd just never play again.
Yeah, that was a huge blow, buddy.
Yeah. That was shit, that'll be 10 years ago this year. Still playing the shit out of my Wii. Definitely, I highly recommend anybody get a Wii U and look into Wii and Wii U homebrew, because the Wii U will do both. It'll run Wii U homebrew native, or it'll run Wii homebrew natively. I assume you can play GameCube games on the Wii U. I'm not 100% sure.
GameCube has such a great library.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I started playing Xenoblade Chronicles, which is a really fun game, but the past 2 times I've tried to play it, I've been kind of stuck. So I don't know. I'll give up a game in a heartbeat, obviously. If I get stuck in it, I'm just like, I've got, well, including my Wii library now, I've probably got, 400 or 500 other games I could go play. Man, I hadn't played Truck Sim in a long time. This is such a relaxing game. It's so cool.
Man, it's hilarious when Kit's doing the driving simulator and then beat Granny. Gosh almighty. His 2019 rewind was hilarious.
I don't know if we've spoken much about Kit Boga on here.
Maybe not. He's funny. I think we have. I think we have. When please hold on the line. The manager will be with you shortly.
Oh shit. Yeah, I guess the last episode or the episode before that, yeah, we had just started talking about him. That shit was so funny. He put the guy on hold with quote unquote his bank, and he was, doing the hold voiceover himself. God. He and Jim Browning were going to do a double team video.
What?
Because Kit's done that with at least one other guy. And he was going to do it with Jim Browning. Man. I don't know if they've done it yet. They should have, because this was a while back when I saw that.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. Jim's a great guy.
Yeah.
Top bloke, that one.
Yeah, I need to dig into that. Man, those Ahoy YouTube channel is that's my favorite new YouTube channel by far. I didn't watch the one on the Garand yet. I watched one on the Glock. And it's wild how he blends real life and video games when talking about, here's how the Glock kind of came to be. And he's showing all this video game footage of everybody in every video game using a Glock and how pervasive this gun has become in pop culture. I thought that was really neat. Because he's got hour-long videos on Wolfenstein, Doom, Quake, stuff like that. I can't wait for him to do a Half-Life video. But yeah, just documentaries on classic video games. Really, really cool. Perfect narration voice too.
Oh yeah.